So, I have to be honest. I've been in a bit of a creative slump recently. Maybe you've felt this same thing, so today I'm going to offer up my advice and the steps that I take on how to navigate and eventually get out of this creative slump. So, a little bit of backstory. You know, for the last couple of weeks, haven't really been on my creative game. Like, I haven't really been writing any music. Usually I'm like able to come up with some sort of music idea like every day, like whether it's song lyrics or little instrumentation ideas or just something. I'm usually able to, on a daily basis, like just continuously write new ideas. But for the last couple weeks, I just, for some whatever reason, haven't really been able to come up with anything. I think for a lot of us out there, whether you're in a creative role like you're a musician or a visual artist or whether you're in a more non-traditional creative role, you do this for a company, like you come up with different creative ideas for a company or whatever. Like I think this being off of your game can be a little scary. So I'm gonna give some advice on how I plan to navigate myself back to my creative space, and hopefully this can help you too. The first thing that I like to do, I like to identify what might have caused me to fall into a creative slump, or if you want to call it writer's block, or being off your game, or whatever you like to say. I like to think about, like, okay, well, what's been happening in my life where I haven't really been in it's caused me to not really be in the mindset that's gonna allow me to feel free enough to have creative ideas flowing. So that could be anything from, you haven't been getting outside, and if you're like me, like being outside is how you keep your head clear in order to keep stress free so that you can come back and get right to work, like, or maybe you haven't been eating as well the last couple weeks or months, or maybe you need a vacation, or or some other personal things, like, or even if you have a job, like, it's maybe has been just too stressful. So I think it's important to just sit with yourself and think about, like, okay, what's something that's been happening to me the last couple weeks or month that's really impacted my ability to come up with creative ideas. And you can do this by just, either sitting for 10, 20, 30 minutes, just brainstorming, just thinking, or you can write it on a piece of paper, or in your phone, just something that's going to help you, just, write down or think about, like, what's been happening in my life that's caused me to kind of get out of my normal state of mind where I'm like calm. And because really, in order to be able to create anything, you have to be calm. Like, you can't be super stressed out or have a lot running through your mind, because it's just gonna, at times it can help, but usually it's more detrimental to have a lot of other things on your mind, because then you just can't really even concentrate. So, yeah, that would be the first thing I would do. Number two is to get back by, to get back to being creative by starting small and practicing the technical aspects of whatever it is that you like to create. So, say for me, because I'm a music guy, it's what I love to do best. That could mean just, instead of trying to go in and write a song or something, like I can just sit and practice piano scales for 10 or 15 minutes. Or I can just write, small one line lyric ideas, or, because I have digital recording software, I can go in there and like create a, instrument, because you can like make it sound like really cool. So I can go in there and like create a new instrument, or something. And for you, if you have a job where you need to be creative, instead of like thinking about, okay, this has to go towards this project that's due at the end of the month, like, you can just take a weekend or something and just jot down some ideas, like just ideas that don't have to go towards anything, it's just to get it out of your head. So you're just getting back in the practice of being able to come up with ideas. And they can, you can just throw the piece of paper out after you're done, like, or, say if you're a writer, like if you write stories or poems or whatever, you can just take a little piece of paper or your phone or whatever and just jot down small little one lines or a couple lines or a paragraph or whatever, just something small that is not too overwhelming where you're thinking, okay, this has to go towards something. Like, this is just for you to be able to get back in the practice of coming up with something, some sort of small idea. Doesn't matter how big or small it is, just something in order to get your mind back to the practice. Because, that's what being creative is. It's a constant practice. So you don't have to overwhelm yourself with thinking about, like, okay, well, whatever I come up with has to result in, me turning this into something that I'm gonna sell, or I'm turning, if you have a job, you're like, turn this into my boss or whatever. Like, this can just be for you so that you can keep your mind turning. And it can just be, something small, like make it small. That's the best thing. And the third and final thing that I like to do, and that I think would be really beneficial for you, is to be patient with yourself. I think a lot of creative people, whether they're artists, like, musicians or writers or painters, or, whether they create ideas for a company, say if you're like a software developer or some sort of project manager or something, like just anything that requires you to be creative. I think for some reason a lot of people fear, running out of ideas. And I think it's important to remember that being creative it's a skill that you most likely you're gonna possess this skill for your entire life. It's not going anywhere, is what I'm trying to say. Like, so whether you need to take a week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever amount of time you need to take away, and just get back to, some other thing, or just even just rest. You should just get give yourself enough time to, just really reorganize your mind. And obviously it's a little bit easier if you work for yourself, whereas if you're with a job, but even still, I think it's just important for you to just be patient. And, if you have a job where you need to be creative, obviously this this advice is going to be look a little different for you. But whether it's for you, you just take a weekend to regroup, or if you're self-employed, you could just take a week, 2 weeks, whatever. I know it's scary because obviously everybody's depending on their creative skills in order to literally survive. But I think it's important for you to just give your mind a break so that you don't burn out even worse. But yeah, like, I think a lot of creative people like fear, like, giving themselves enough time to, regroup and get back to their practice, because they feel like they're gonna lose whatever it is if they take too long away. But I think it's fine to just, take however long you need to regroup, because at the end of the day, if you keep grinding it out and grinding through it, grinding through not feeling like doing it, then you're going to burn yourself out, and you're just going to inevitably delay the amount of time that you need to heal your creative skills. So yeah, I think it's just important to just immediately, when you realize that, okay, I'm not feeling this, take a step away, because you're only going to come back better. Like, I have faith that I'm going to be able to continue creating in a number of ways for the rest of my life. Like, and barring any terrible events, my brain is going to be able to continue giving me creative ideas, So yeah, like, you just have patience with yourself and have faith that, yes, it's, I'm not feeling it right now and I'm not able to do anything right now, but, just something that's a time as small as a couple weeks, you'll be back and not even remember that you were off your game in the first place. So yeah, just continue to keep in your mind that you're gonna get back. Like, you don't have to be overwhelmed. Like, it's perfectly normal that eventually, if you're creative every day, eventually you're gonna face this writer's block or creative slump or whatever you like to call it. Like, you'll face it, but just if you just stick to, what I've said, and, especially being patient with yourself, like, you'll be back in no time. It's nothing to fear. So yeah, I embrace it. Hopefully you can too. I know it's scary, especially, again, like I said, if your livelihood depends on you being able to create. But yeah, just you'll be back. I have confidence that you'll be back. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And I hope that you were able to take something useful from this and implement it into your life. And if you're in a creative slump right now, don't worry. It's all gonna be okay. You know, we do this like, we do this for a living. Like it's nothing to fear. Yeah, you'll be good. But yeah, be sure to look down in the description and check out my links if you want. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more from me. And yeah, guess I'll see you at some point again in the future, hopefully. If I don't burn out from making YouTube videos. No, I'm not going to. Like, I really am enjoying doing this. It's fun, I'm able to, say in the case I'm not feeling music right now, but I have this, so, yeah, I can give some people advice, whoever needs it. I like it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day. Peace.